Hey there, Scorpio. It's Jen from tarotspirit.net. I'm here to do your monthly reading for the month of August 2017. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to pull, I haven't looked at them, 3 cards for general reading, 3 cards for work, and 3 cards for love. So I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck as well. Okay, so decisions for you guys this month. All right. Lots of swords. Queen of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, the World. For career, the Hermit, the 7 of Cups, and the 4 of Pentacles. And for love, the Queen of Swords, Page of Cups, and the 8 of Swords. Lots of swords energy I'm feeling. So I think this is eclipse season, and that's what I'm sort of seeing as a theme now. You're the third sign I've done. So at the bottom of the deck for your general reading, you have the 9 of Swords, and this is the card of stress, anxiety, and worry. It's just when your brain is just cycling through all these negative thoughts and worry, and we all do it, and we all often do it obsessively. I mean, this could be an obsessive type of thought pattern. And it's really hard to sort of grasp, and I get it sometimes, and other times I find myself up in the middle of the night and my brain's just whizzing away with all sorts of negativity and I can't get to sleep. But worrying about something really doesn't help. It's like if you're gonna focus on the negative and worry, it's just a huge waste of energy. You're expending a tremendous amount of energy. And it's funny, if you go do something, you go to a movie, you're busy watching the movie, like not spending the 2 hours you're watching the movie, the 2 hours you weren't worrying about something, and it's not going to change the outcome of the situation, whether you're worrying about, that you didn't worry about something for those 2 hours. Now, this is where we can get into escapism and drinking and things to try to shut off our minds. So really finding a healthy way to occupy yourself so that you're not obsessing about things without going into negative coping mechanisms. Name your choice: shopping, vegging out in front of the TV. I like that one. I'm very good at that one. All sorts of things. It's like it's like you have to wrap your mind around something this month. So whatever it is, it doesn't necessarily have to be a big thing, but isn't it surprising how one little thing can just throw you off? So it's like all you're thinking about. So try writing down, like if you're worried about something, have a pen and paper, write it down, get it all out. Good, bad, and indifferent, get it all out, and sort of keep track of the things that sort of set you off and get you all worried. And after a week or a month or so, go back and look through this what you wrote down and see if as big as the worry and the reaction that you had to it, if it's still something that's that significant. Like, is this going to matter in an hour, a day, a week, a month, a year? And if you can say, I'm just sort of upset about this at the moment, but in a couple days, it won't even be something I'll even think about again. So trying to put things in perspective and cutting away the sort of visceral or emotional response and really think about the situation in a more logical manner. And there's definitely fear. There's some fear about this. a fear card that of lacking, of being left out, of being shut out, of not having enough. So if you're focusing on all the things you don't have, you will think you don't have enough. I mean, I could sit here and think about all sorts of things that I don't have that I would like to have. But if I sit here and I focus on all the things I do have, I'm freaking rich, in the metaphorical sense. I have a healthy family, I have a house, I have a job, I have or a place to live, I have a job, I have a car to get back and forth to work. Like, I am freaking set, and even if I didn't have all those, I have my health. You always have good things. I have friends, I have, so make sure you're not that law of attraction. I believe in that. So I see the law of attraction maybe in my mind, not so much. It's kind of like the wish card, which you didn't get. That's come out for a couple of other signs. It's like, again, it depends on what you focus on, where your thoughts go, your energy goes. So make sure you're not wasting your thoughts on negative things and focusing on the positive things. And the more you focus on positive things, the more you realize how much you do have. So that needs to come to an end. So you're going to be putting an end to these what's the word I want? These unproductive ways that you're dealing with stress and where you're focusing your thoughts and energy. Like, you're going to come full circle. You're going to realize that you need to change those things, because it's not healthy and it's not productive. It's not constructive. It's not helping anything, and finding more constructive ways to look at the world, to deal with things that are worrying you. And you're going to be, it's like you're going to really, it's going to be a thoughtful change, and you can change your thoughts. People don't think you can. You're like, if you worry, well, I can't stop from worrying. Well, of course, if you have like an anxiety disorder, that's real. So do what you need to do to get the professional help so you don't live with that. There's been, oh my God, all these suicides lately that are just heartbreaking. So if you're really struggling, please, go see your doctor and go see a mental health professional. But if it's just like, you're just down in the dumps or thinking about the negative things, it's like a bad habit. It's time to change that habit. And I think as Dr. Phil says, you don't break a habit, you replace it with something else. So replace your negative thinking with positive thinking. Have a list ready. Have a list of all these wonderful things. I think Liz Gilbert has I can't remember what she calls it, like a happiness jar. And any good thing that happens, she writes on a little piece of paper and puts it in a jar. And then when she's having a bad day, she reaches into the jar and pulls out and starts reading some of the things. Like, it's like a way to focus on the positive, focus on the good things, and train your brain. It's like, change that habit. It takes a long time. In the career sector, you trying to make a decision. It's like there's no, that's so funny. It looked like I spilled wax all over the place, and it's on some of my cards. So I had gotten this card, and I was like, there's no egg in there. It's time to move on. And I'm like, there's a piece of wax. So I'm like, how is there an egg in here now? Anyway, it's time to move on from something. Whether how you thought about something, how you've been approaching something, how you've been dealing with something, the swords are thoughts. Again, this is really up in your mind this month. Changing your reaction to things, how your perspective, how you're thinking about things. So something in your job, it's like you need to make a decision. It's interesting because you have these two cards. You have the Hermit card, which is really going within, and it's like, I got to figure this out. I got to figure out, like, do I want to stay in this job? Is it going somewhere? Is it what I really want to do? How did I get here? What do I want my job to mean? Does my job have meaning? Do I need my job to have meaning, or is it just a means to an end? It's like all these different thoughts. Like, are going around. But the Hermit's not spinning his wheels and just obsessing. The Hermit's saying, all right, I really need to this is productive thinking. I need to figure things out, and I need to take some time to figure things out and figure out what I'm going to do. Now, the Seven of Cups here is like you've been having trouble making a decision. You have all these like wants and dreams and desires, and it's hard to just pick one and work towards it. So the Hermit's going to retreat and pick and make a decision and stop spinning his wheels. The Four of Pentacles, for me, this is a card. It's known as the Miser card, but for me, it's a card about boundaries. The Anna K, which we have out here, the card, well, let me find it. The Anna K Tarot has a depiction of the card that really solidified why this is, for me, about boundaries. Because you think about a hoarder. A hoarder is going to keep everything for themselves. You know, they hang on to their money. They don't want anyone taking it. They're very protective, but they're protective to the point where they can exclude others. And it's, you know, you have to decide what's the most important thing to you. Of course, it's going to be at the there it is. So if you see this guy, this depiction, he's so worried about his things that he's literally built a wall. Like he's built such a strong boundary that he's to the exclusion of his family, because his material things are so important to him. And so where are your boundaries too weak? Where are they too strong? Where are they just enough? What are your priorities? Those type of things. So are you in a work situation because you just feel so desperate that you need to make this money, that you're expending all this energy at work, and maybe the work-life balance is missing, and it's time to make some decisions about career and those types of things. Like, is it worth it? Is this beneficial? What do I really want to do? Do I need to say, hey, when I go home at night, my phone's off. I'm not checking my email. Not everyone has a job like that, but a lot of people, you can get sucked in, and you don't have to be a doormat at work. You can have boundaries. Like, unless I'm on call, when I'm home during the weekend, unless it's a true emergency, I'm not working. Like, that's just the way, that's my family time. Okay. Love life. So some of you need to have it out. Some of you need to have, and it doesn't have to be like, and these cards can be really sunny, but they also can be kind of dark. The Anna K Tarot, so this shows conflict, but it's really the Seven of Wands is about defending yourself without becoming defensive. So the negative side, if I don't read reversals, but the negative side of the Seven of Wands is feeling like you have to explain yourself. So putting up boundaries is an area where you may feel like my family time on the weekend is my family time, so I won't be checking my email because, well, you guys don't pay me, and you go off into this whole like defensive thing where the Seven of Wands is defending yourself in the sense that, like, expressing your needs. Like, I won't be able to check my email during the weekend. That's my family time, and I need to be protective of that time. Period. That's not defensive. You're not. Because when you get defensive, it's almost like you're doing something wrong. It's like you allow people to make you feel guilty for something you shouldn't even feel guilty about. So you feel like you have to you get defensive about something. So, and boy, doesn't that happen in relationships? There's resentment and you've always and everyone's always and this and all those emotions get into it. So asking for what you need, using I statements. Don't feel like you have to be on the defensive for expressing your needs in a relationship. The Queen of Swords is down here too. So cutting away that, having conversations with significant others and expressing your needs in a calm, factual manner where you're just stating your case. That's a good way. The Seven of Wands. It's like you're stating your needs, your case. You're not defending yourself. You're just like, here's what I need. Here's where I'm coming from. So try to use I statements. That's so hard in relationships. We're like, I feel bad because you always make me feel bad. It turns right into accusatory, pointing fingers. So you can Google I statements. They take practice. It's not something that comes naturally because I think we tend to just blame. There's a great line in The Big Bang Theory where something happens and Sheldon goes, well, the only thing left to do now is assign blame. So it's like, cutting away the emotions in relationships and try to look at things in a more thoughtful manner. Maybe time to renegotiate, and often people haven't negotiated. Like, okay, let's look at things. Like, let's kind of put everything back on the table and see if we can figure some things out. Some of you are in denial in a relationship and you're dealing with something that needs to be let go, you need to walk away from, or you're not seeing your part in a situation going on in a relationship. So if you can ask your Queen of Sword friend, like, how do you see things, and get an honest answer and really accept that, because if you're not seeing things clearly, or you're not seeing your part, or you're not seeing things because you're so caught up in the relationship, it's hard to see clearly. You might not be able to work on it the way you want to, but there is an offering of love coming. So maybe there's a truce coming. You guys can have a good relationship, a good talk if things aren't going so well. But for some of you, there's new love. There's communications about love. Someone may call you and ask you out. A new beginning in love. The cups are being filled here. So just having some nice conversations where you try to take away the emotion, keep it calm, not get defensive and worked up, and really be open to communicating and seeing things from the other person's perspective, and things like that can really rejuvenate your relationship this month. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.